Clarence, what's your grade for the Cowboys offseason? And did George Pickens make it go up or down?
Number one, George Pickens made it go up. I give him a B.
You're a coward.
There was a C before Pickens. Now it's a B.
Okay.
When you include the draft, because you got to include the draft, I give him a B because I was not impressed with free agency. So I gave him a good, so the draft upped it up what it was before Pickens and the moves they made in free agency. Now Pickens takes it to a B in my opinion.
Joe?
Yeah, I like the way that Jesse kind of laid it out earlier where we progressed as this offseason went on. I think after free agency, I gave it like a C-, where it was like, you know what, I think you did enough to pass, frankly, but you did not elevate at all. I thought you still have some holes left over. I give it a C-. After the draft, I upped it to a B- because I thought they addressed a lot of things. I really liked the draft. I love the draft, frankly. I thought it was an A. I think when you have a C-, you add it with an A. What do you get? B-.
Okay.
So, and then after a B-, after this trade, I thought wide receiver 2 was their biggest remaining need. I give it a B+.
Okay.
I think the offseason was a B+.
I thought you were getting ready to say A. That's what I was like.
No, I'm not going all the way up to an A. I think a B+.
I thought you were going up to
A would have been, you also traded for Laramie Tunsil to, take over left tackle, and now you've got that other need. DT. Or you got DeForest Buckner also in the equation or something like that. I think that would have been an A if you elevated from not only filling needs. And I think that they did a pretty good job.
Clyde said Breece Hall or Nick Chubb, and I'll give him an A. Allegedly not interested in either. We're rolling with Javonte.
Yeah, they weren't interested in Derrick Henry. That doesn't make it right.
Man, I'm just trying to help the people out.
I know, but this whole notion, they're not interested. Okay.
I am a beat writer. I just want people to have the information.
Yeah,
and that's my job to present it to them. Yeah. Make sure that they're informed.
I almost said something very inappropriate. I'm glad
on this podcast? No.
I'm glad for me, it's a B+. I like the steps. I think the steps that the Cowboys have taken so far, I thought, yes, mundane free agency, a lot of the bargain bin shopping that they made there, they got bodies. At that time during free agency, they didn't have enough people on the football team to field a team. They didn't have enough human, live, breathing, functioning human beings to field a football team. So I understood having to go get players.
It needed people.
Just to get to a certain point to make yourself legally a football team.
Yeah.
And there's a hope that maybe those guys that they brought in will be, none of them I think are going to be impactful, in the sense of dynamic players. If they can be steady Eddies, if they can just be some football playing Joes, if they can just go out there and do, consistency is a superpower as well. If you have a guy who can go out there and do what you need him to do every single time, and it may not be flashy, it may not be exciting, he may not be able to, to make the DeMarion Overshown coming in on the blitz, tip the ball up in the air to himself, catch the interception, and run it back for a touchdown.
That play was
right.
incredible.
There may not be people like that. There may not be people who can bend and turn the corner like Micah Parsons. But if he's supposed to be in the A gap, or he's supposed to be 10 yards in out, not 12, not 8, and that happens consistently over and over and over and over and over again, luck runs in your favor, right? That opportunity runs into success. So I thought they got some bodies in there, and hopefully that those guys can be consistent. And now you can have your stars kind of fill the gaps.
You defined to me Jordan Lewis. He was consistent. He wasn't, special, consistent. Game in and game out, did his job, and fell into some plays because
we
he
ran
did
him
his
out of
job.
town.
Yeah, but I mean and I was just thinking about that. Who's gonna be the slot corner? Do you put Bland inside? Do you go with Revel and one of those young guys? If Diggs ain't ready,
I think there's no chance.
I don't
know.
I'm talking about outside.
Oh, okay.
You go Bland inside, you go with Revel and maybe one of the other guys outside. Because I don't know that Kalen Carson can play the slot.
No, I think next time we talk to Schottenheimer, that is a question. I know because we asked him last year. They weren't too keen on putting Deron Bland in the slot last year, but I think this year there's a chance.
And the problem with that is you're messing with Bland's money. Because I know you don't like it. Slots don't get paid. We talked about this. Yeah. Slots don't get every conversation is extension of other conversation. Slots don't get paid when outside corners get paid.
Yep.
And you ranted about that. So I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I agree. I think it's BS.
So if you put him in the slot all year for the best of the team, you're messing with his money.
Yeah, unless he goes and plays well in the slot and then goes into free agency and as hhis agent, you just pitch. You remember all the touchdowns and stuff we did on the outside?
Yeah, that was 1 year.
I can do whatever you need.
I understand.
I'm the best. Gosh, if they had to line up today, I guess I would say it would be Elam. I don't know if I buy the Revel thing. It's like week 1. Elam and Carson and we need some corners.
They need a slot.
We need some corner.
They never addressed slot corner with a true answer.
Yeah,
that's
still need some corner.
One thing they didn't address. But I mean, you get Gilmore in here hypothetically. Bring
McGilly.
You put
they're
him
not
on the
interested
outside.
in Gilmore.
Huh?
They're not interested in.
They're
Apparently,
interested in Gilmore. There was never anything to that.
That's right. That's what I want to tell these
people. But you keep bringing it up.
As a beat writer, I want you guys to know.
So,
it appears there's no interest.
There's not interested in Gilmore.
Now, as an opinion maker, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
That's dumb.
Exactly.
Why is it dumb?
But I want Gilmore out here. Diggs is hurt. Revel's hurt. Elam's, you hope. You have one corner that you feel good about.
Who's coming off injury too?
Deron Bland is going to be out there looking around like, what y'all doing? And who are you?
And they don't have to stay on the team. But again, that's my thing. What's wrong? It's like the Chubb thing. You got all these running back. Why not bring Chubb in and let the best man win? You get rid of him at training camp. But what's wrong with running Gilmore up the flagpole? What's wrong with that?
Jair Alexander would be a fun trade.
Well, that's too much. That costs too
George
much.
Pickens on the same team.
Oh my God!
If you're on team content,
that's cost too much.
I
would love it.
That
all of a sudden, we're like nobody even cares to pay attention to CD Lamb. It's just like, oh no, he's boring. We got all these really exciting guys over here.
So he's like, man, I'm gonna have to like snatch someone's chain or something just to get the vibes back.
I thought D's nuts was a wild thing. Those two on the team, no telling what you might get.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a captain.
Huh?
Jair Alexander gonna go. I'm gonna be a captain today. Damn it! I'm gonna call a coin.
Wouldn't it? The ref saved his ass, right? He was like defense, and the ref's like, "Do you mean defer, or do you want them to have the ball both halves?" I was like, huh? I give a B+ also. It's a boring grade, but I can't quite get to A because of we just went through corner. I don't feel great about corner. I don't love that you don't have a safe, boring option if Guyton struggles at left tackle. I don't love that I think the current plan is a 7th-round rookie is going to play rotational snaps at nose tackle. Like, there's enough things that I'm going, I don't love your running back room outside of a 5th-round pick.
But you like that 5th-round pick.
Well, I like that 5th-round pick, though. Oh, the 5th-round pick. He might end up just being the number 1 running back because what I fear is that Tyler Booker is going to make the interior of that line really good. And the reason I fear that is like you're going to open holes for the guy who is going to be running inside the most. And it's going to be cool. He ran through that hole until he ran into somebody and fell down. And it's, man, I wish you were taking advantage of this.
Yeah.
By having something better back there.
Both Javonte and Miles had significant rushing yards under expected.
Hell yeah. We love that.
Last year.
And so, yeah, maybe Jaden Blue ends up being a 200 carry back, even though they don't want to hand it to him. So, like, there's enough things that I'm kind of looking at him sideways, but free agency was at least an improvement from the year before. I would give the draft an A. I really like what they did in the draft.
I loved it.
And I give the George Pickens thing also an A. I can't give it an A+. And I got to tell you, I do admire those of you who anytime anybody brings up, like, character or why did the Steelers get rid of him, I do admire the people who are like, that's BS, man. He's awesome and very mature and a great teammate, and his teammates loved him. And I'm like, wait, why'd they trade him? It's like, because you can't.
Don't worry about that. No, you lack nuance.
So, yeah, like there's some risk involved here. Could be a rental in a season where you win 7 or 8 games, and that could be really bad. Could be.
Bruce Arians said no risky. No
bisky?
No risky, no bisky. No, I love it. You saw a weakness on your team, and you upgraded it as hard as you could for this year.
Yeah, I loved it.
That's big nuts. I like that.